So we're going to continue with this kind of shell. I guess I don't even know what we're calling this deck, this archetype. Like, this is a mono green, now it's green black, I guess, ramp deck that's really in on Badgermole Cub. You kind of compare this to like the Yawgmoth Badgermole Cub deck, where Cub is a good card in the deck, but we're like a little less built on it. It's like I'm having a hard time exactly articulating what this build is. Maybe you'll have some ideas, but like the Leyline of Abundance is also like a really key piece here. Like Leyline has been so good in this deck. Anyways, I digress. So I got around to testing Devoted Druid in the shell last night. Devoted Druid is a card that has come up a lot as a suggestion for this archetype ever since we added the Tyvars. I think we only played like 1 or 2 leagues with Tyvar, but Tyvar was really a nice card to splash for. Just giving your build all your stuff haste is really crazy, and then the -2 is like so likely to hit something. Even if there's not something in your yard, you're still pretty likely to hit something and get some value. And also just being able to recur your cubs if they die is really nice. And so obviously all that stuff applies extra with Tyvar, where you can buy back your Devoted Druid if it dies, make a ton of mana with it immediately. You can give your Devoted Druids haste. You can even go like Devoted Druid, kill your own Devoted Druid, minus get it back again for a little bit of extra burst of mana. It's more mana than just untapping with Tyvar. Now, some of y'all kids might not be old enough to remember. At one point, there was a tier 1 modern deck built around Devoted Druid and going infinite with Vizier of Remedies. You may notice that we're not playing Vizier of Remedies in this deck. And I'm kind of the opinion at the moment, after doing some testing last night, that the card Devoted Druid is pretty good. Like, it's really easy to just win the game with if you untap with it, even without the infinite combo in your deck. And not play, and like, if Vizier of Remedies was a green card that you could greenstone for, great. I really hate having to put something like Finality of Devastation in my deck, a card that is just really kind of clunky and inefficient. It's just kind of awful in the early game, like where greenstone is good on turn 1 and good every turn as you go on. Now you still can infinite combo with this deck, because we can Karn for either Luxior or Umbral Mantle if you have a Leyline, or if you have a Badgermole. Umbral Mantle combos with Devoted Druid. If not, Luxior still gets there, so I think it's good to play both. But one thing that I really found that was interesting to me about Devoted Druid last night was that the card was very good with Leyline of Abundance, where I had games where I had Leyline, Badgermole, Nissa in play, and then all of a sudden I'm just able to activate this Leyline multiple times, and then every time you activate Leyline of Abundance, you get to Devoted Druid again. And in fact, there's even we've been putting a lot of Springheart Nantukos on Badgermole Cubs, and if you get enough Badgermole Cubs in play, with your Nantuko, eventually Devoted Druid is actually making infinite mana with Leyline, and it's also making infinite power across your creatures. But you also don't need to go infinite either. Like, the Springheart Nantuko and is going to be something that gives you wide boards a lot of the time, and being able to just sink a ton of extra mana into Leyline when you have nothing with Devoted Druid has been really good. And so I've been really impressed with the card in the shell so far, and just also it's like, getting another good cheap 2-mana like must kill has felt kind of nice, and lowering the mana curve in general, and like making the Tyvars better. All this feels really good. I just love how much early game action you have compared to some other builds. One thing also, since we started splashing black, I think it does make sense to play an Airship as a card target. Pretty unique cards, like from a different angle. You could maybe Nantuko it sometimes, although we don't need to get too deep into it. It's Airship, it's pretty good. Let's see, I think so. There's one more thing I wanted to say. I ended up cutting Planetarium because I think Airship plays pretty well in that slot. Okay, the other thing I want to say, one card I'm considering for this deck, and we may YOLO it today. You can see Stomping Ground here is searched here. We may YOLO it today. We may save it for another day. But I'm thinking about cutting the 4th Tyvar and 3 Nissas to play Breakout. And possibly just really into the very low mana curve, like Breakout into Devoted Druid, Breakout into Cub seems good. One issue I have is like Breakout into Nantuko's kind of mid, Breakout into Halfling or Quirion Rangers hit or miss, hit Arbors, kind of whatever. You're about 94% to hit one of the 1 or 2 mana creatures, and then you also have a Nissa or a Ashaya to just put in your hand, which puts you above 95% to like at least not brick. So pretty close to really good breakout numbers. So just We may try that. It also does make your mana like noticeably worse to be splashing a 2-drop and a 3-drop, but it is definitely functional mana. Delighted Halfling not casting Breakout, but it does cast Tyvar is a little bit weird. So yeah. Why not Ballista in the sideboard? Okay, there's basically no point to playing Ballista in the sideboard, I found. If you have infinite mana plus Karn, you just get Mindslaver. If you also like Umbral Mantle is an infinite mana and infinite power payoff. And so there have been very few spots where I would have wanted to grab a Ballista. So I will say if you think that Ballista is better than one of these cards, I would love to let you know which one you'd want. You might notice I've cut Cityscape Leveler, a card that I would probably play over Ballista too. But I just actually think every one of these targets is a little bit more important than Cityscape Leveler. Although I almost cut Coating for Leveler. I do think there's just enough Eldrazi and Tron. You do get the Coating often enough there. I think this hand's kind of weak on the draw. I think, yeah, this hand's way better. Gonna put back Halfling number 2, I guess. Good morning, Duct Tape. I have the Clip King chat identity. Let's go. I don't. What is this? Just number 1 clip leader. No Singleton Safekeeper. Yeah, I haven't really liked Safekeeper. We had Safekeeper Titania, and it was like a lot worse than Quirion Ranger Ashaya. And like one thing that's maybe like less obvious about this build is that okay, is this Neoform? I lost like a really frustrating game 3 to Neoform last night, where I had I had Karn Vexing Bauble in play, and then I went Karn for Stone Brain, and then I looked at their hand, and it was Nature's Claim, Summoner's Pact, Eldritch Evolution, so they were just able to Summoner's Pact for stupid Hooting Mandrels and get me. So maybe there's something about this matchup that needs figuring out. We can cast Karn, and we can cast Karn uncounterably this turn, which seems pretty nice, because what I can do is I can make it uncounterable, so they can't consign this, and then I can maybe get like a second thing. A second good thing here, potentially. So let's go ahead and grab... Maybe I want to get Ensnaring Bridge and Vexing Bauble, so I could get like Bridge this turn. I could also get the... I could get the Umbral Mantle and try to infinite combo next turn. I think I'll do that. Would have been nice to win the die roll. I think Ensnaring Bridge cuts off a lot of your win cons. I don't know if there's a way to win through it. You can Haywire Mite it. I don't think it's really an issue. You can Mindslaver them. You could draw a card, attack with your 1/1s, then make infinite power. I don't know. I don't think the bridge. I don't think the bridge argument is a good argument for Ballista. Oh, I forgot it's Drama Thursday. I don't know. I didn't look at the take Vex stuff. I don't know. I will be abstaining from Drama Wednesday today. Tune in for the next Drama Wednesday. All right, my opponent's casting Summoner's Pact. They've definitely done a little bit of thinking, but maybe they're just thinking about what thing they want to get. One thing is that if they end up, needing to like Gristlebrand for consign, they're probably gonna need 2 consigns to like counter a Karn target and not die to their Summoner's Pact trigger. But maybe they have like I can't imagine they have Galta if they're taking this long. Commander's Heralds are the best. Magic players furious at a show of good sportsmanship. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at the situation. I think that's possible that there's like some communication stuff that we're not exactly privy to. I don't find the drama to be very interesting overall. Okay, so I think we can Stone Brain. I think we can Stone Brain the consigns after we make them consign the Umbral Mantle here. The take back really matter. People say it matters. I don't know. I guess I'm talking about it. But I don't know. I guess I'm just got a little bit sad sometimes about how these you know, Seth, long time, amazing, like one of the best, uh, one of the best Magic players of all time, wins worlds, and this is a huge accomplishment for his career. He, you know, the judge ruled in his favor. His opponent, I don't know what his take on it is, but it's just like I just would love to be celebrating Seth's accomplishment here instead of I've seen like so many more comments about this incident, and I don't know. It's like maybe I should look at the situation, but I don't know. I just get bummed at every event. It's just all about cheating and scandals instead of accomplishments. People feel the accomplishment is tainted. I guess I understand they feel that way, but anytime there's any kind of drama, even if it's not in the final table, people talk way more about that than anything. Oh, we could have made the Stormbrain uncounterable. Oh, I forgot that it's legendary. Obviously, that's a big deal. That would have won the game here. All right, my opponent's got 3 life points, and do they have a consign? They have 3 pack triggers. They can replicate the consign. Seems like they have it if they're pausing this much. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like imagine being in Seth's position and he feels like it's within the rules to take the card back, and he knows, you know, if I call a judge here, I could win worlds. Like, how are you not going to do that in that position too? I don't know. Yeah, so we could have won this game. Speaking of sloppy plays, huh? Now they're at 3 life. Yeah, we did get drama Thursdays after all. So they play a second rider. The problem is people having him say, "Can I take the back and roll step 8?" I don't know. He asked. The judge said yes. Like what? Like well, I don't know. It's a very awkward position for everybody involved. Yeah, he called the judge, asked if he could do something. The judge said yes. It's like I don't know. To me, I feel like it's hard to imagine anybody would have done anything else in that situation. Well, they draw another 8 cards or 7 cards. I guess if they have another Allosaurus Rider. No, I think they're just dead on board. We'll see. We'll see. I'm overestimating how much I can attack for here. But I just again on like I think one thing that like viewers sometimes can miss or underestimate. I don't know what word I want to use here, but Magic just is a game that's gotten a lot more complicated over the last decade. Like stuff is like weird and play is really long. I don't know. It's oh no, I'm fumbling a little bit here because I think I could have. No, I couldn't have attacked and untapped for the win. I think our spot here was to make the Stonebrain uncounterable. So I get to activate, and then I get to put them down to 2, and then I die to the Gristlebrand. Some of the drama masters are focusing on the judge themselves and the call, but your point of focus is the convo, not Seth. Yeah, I mean that's good. I don't know. Has nobody put Nantuko on a rhino? I'm sure somebody has. People they love Siege Rhino. So we have a Karn, but it's a turn 3 Karn that we can't play the Vexing Bauble after. I think we should take a mulligan. So here we can go turn 1 Dryad Arbor, turn 2 Badgermole Cub. Then we can Earthbend onto this land, and then we can go tap Cub again. Probably should I just go to 5? The Quirion Ranger can maybe find me Ashaya. I guess it's probably better to play Quirion Ranger turn 1 instead of getting Dryad Arbor because we're going to be able to Earthbend both of these lands. Is there any sideboarding in this list? Occasionally you'll sideboard some cards that we don't have quite enough. We don't have like Grafdigger's Cage in our sideboard. But sometimes if you have two kind of like equal targets against something like Neoform, you'll bring in one of them. Opponent Seth in the tank here. Let me know if you would have mulled to 5. Yeah, it's okay, Vex. I don't know. People have been asking about it nonstop, and I guess I've been a little tired of it. That's okay. All right, let's play the Devoted Druid, which can go really crazy next turn. Possible we should have just Quirion Ranger the Overgrown Tomb so we would save a fetch land for the Nissa. Alright, no turn 2. This turn probably doesn't matter all that much, because I think no matter what we do, we are just gonna dump our hand and hope the top deck. Do you think Momo could work well in an Abiding Grace shell? Well, I guess you've successfully identified that Momo is a 1-mana creature, and Abiding Grace gets back 1-mana creatures, but Momo is not really a card that works well with like there aren't really 1-mana creatures it works well with. Abiding Grace in general, it's like mostly you recur like Spore Frog and Life Gain. Like it seems kind of off base for what you're usually incentivized to do with the card. Like for the most part, I think the first Momo and Quantum Energy I've liked just being able to discount Quantum Riddler or Starfield Shepherd is pretty good, and sometimes Aang, because I think Aang is good there as well. But I don't think you really need to like try to super duper build around Momo, because it's just like not a card that's good at multiples. It's a card that's like pretty fragile. It's a card that's not all that powerful outside of being able to like turn to scam a Riddler. It's possible they mean the other Momo. Probably not. Might get Alishnorn. I got Alishnorn pretty hard last night. Yeah. Okay, so maybe game 1 was winnable. Maybe we just can't keep a hand like that in this matchup. Should maybe gone to 5. Probably keeping this on the draw. When was the last trophy race? A long time ago. I don't know when. The Crimson Vow season. Don't really do them anymore. Unfortunately, just trying to build good decks and innovate instead of mindless grind for 12 hours a day, every day for a season. So probably on the draw against Titan. That's what they were less playing. We probably have a good turn 3. However, we're on the draw against an opponent who's going to have 2 amulets by turn 3. Now, this might just be a classic die roll situation unless we draw Quirion Ranger, which we don't. How was the VV Curiosity deck? Looks good. Did not. I think we only played one match, but I don't think I was particularly impressed by it. Oh, Vesuva. So just no bounce land? Any spelunkers in the chat? Yeah, we need a Lotus Field. Although now explosives on 1 for the amulet's not looking so good. Might still be the play next turn. Unless I could just combo with like Luxior. Okay, now explosives on 1 looking better. So this is 8 mana 9 with our land. That's an interesting draw. Is Leyline of Abundance mana positive to play? So if I play Leyline, then this is going to tap for 6 mana. So it's not enough to also just equip this. Although it is enough to get It would be enough. I could go Leyline, and then I would have 6 mana, and I could go play land for turn, and I would be able to go Karn for Umbral Mantle equip, and then win the game with all of my mana dorks. Since is it 3 to it's 2 to untap or 3? Oh, it's 3 to untap. Although on Devoted Druid, I'm getting +2 each turn cycle, which means I can use the mana to untap, which does mean I should have infinite mana. I mean, this should work. All right, so we go 3 mana, untap this, and then we tap the Devoted Druid to pay for it. And then this is going to net 1 power on the Devoted Druid, which is going to let me tap it for mana as part of the untaps. And then the infinite mana with the Umbral Mantle will eventually let me attack for lethal. Although I guess I could just I don't need to also attack with the Dryad Arbors. Okay. So somehow won game 1 here. Mostly think we're just running it back. Maybe I want to do something like -1 Nissa, +1 Haywire Mite. That seems like it could be a good change. Could bring in a Vexing Bauble over another Nissa. I think that could be okay as well. I like that it cycles. And then maybe a Tormod's Crypt too. Although Tormod's Crypt's not very good against the Escape Shift lines because they just Boseiju it. How do you untap mana with no mana? So, okay, so you untap as part of the cost, and then you pay at the same time. This is how it's been working on Magic Online. I'm under the impression that this is right. That you untap and try to pay the 3 at the same time, and you pay the 3 with the untap. It's a moto bug. It works because of code, not because it works in the real game. Is that the case? I've heard that this is how it's supposed to work, but I'm not trying to intentionally exploit a bug. If this is a bug, then I'll stop doing it this way. Yeah, the Might Saver's been really good. Mana abilities are always before additional costs. Okay, okay, another Saga Amulet. I just need judge. Am I cheating on accident here? You can pay the total cost of an ability in any order. Okay, another Saga. And a Dismember on the Halfling. So should I take the entire turn off to Boseiju a Saga? I think the answer to that is going to have to be no, because they just have another Saga. So if they have enough to go off next turn, Boseijuing 1 turn is not going to slow them down enough. It's correct. I play the combo in CEDH. Okay. My intention is if it's on accident, it can't be cheating. Well, I mean, it's a little semantic-y. If we need to figure out what's right, so we'll not do this in the future. But it will be cheating going forward if we keep doing it and we know it doesn't work. Is exploiting a bug cheating? Yes, it's against the TOS on Magic Online. But yeah, I'm under the opinion you can pay the cost in any order. That's to me. I've been told it works this way. I believe it works this way. So the people who say it's a Magic Online bug, is this just your understanding of the rules, or is this your? I think we have to make them play. Okay, oh, they got the Aftermath Analyst. Usually, Analyst 3 like Escape Shift 3 lands isn't a win, but this looks pretty deterministic. Let's go to game 3. There's nothing wrong with everything you're doing is legal. Yeah, I think it's all. I think it's within the rules too. So I would just love to say, if you have a take that this is right or wrong, I'd love to hear mostly just from judges in the chat. If you're a judge, I'd love to hear from you. I definitely play this combo, and it's TM the placement of the colon. 601.2H is the relevant rule. Could you paste that in the chat? I don't have that one memorized. I only have 104.3a memorized. All right, well, good for keeping this on the play. Fast Karn. One thing that kind of scares me about this hand is Dismember. Yeah, I guess let's just not get our Dryad Arbor dismembered again. Oh, we got Halfling dismembered last time. Another turn 1 amulet from our opponent. Oh my gosh, I cast the Nantuko. Oh my gosh. Let's get turn 2'd anyways. I can't believe I just played Nantuko. If the total cost includes the mana payment, the player then has a chance to activate the mana abilities. Okay, so it should work this way. I can't believe I just clicked the Nantuko. Yeah, too many 2-drops. We're really rooting for the to just die on turn 2 here. I need to take back. Okay, wasn't expecting to see that one. So, we would have gone tap Devoted Druid, landfall on Badgermole Cub. Then we have 3, 6, 7 mana, so we can Karn for explosives and kill both amulets this turn. So what should have happened? And I'm a goofball. You didn't read the last sentence of the rule. Mana abilities must be activated before the costs are paid. Mana abilities must be activated before the costs are paid. If the total cost includes a mana payment, then the player has the chance to activate mana abilities. So the mana payment is the 3. They must, okay, and this is us paying the cost as 3 and untap. This rule also applies to abilities. The remainder of a process for activating the ability is identical to the process for casting a spell. The rules apply to activating ability just as they apply to any casting call. Any activated ability to the analog spell mana cost, its activation cost. Okay. Yeah, thankfully opponent has another flopped hand, I guess. Is it more mana to play another Badgermole? It almost definitely will be if I end up green sunning for a Quirion Ranger. It actually might be really relevant this game that we understand this. In short, you need 3 mana before I tap the mana. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to understand too. Unless no challenges morning. Yeah, we play challenges on Fridays and Mondays, sometimes Saturdays. Not always Monday. Okay, so this cub is actually just at least mana neutral with the Devoted Druid on tap. Okay, so this is 5, and then this is 9. The judge chat said no with no explanation. Classic. So is the Nissa mana neutral? The Nissa is going to make this forest tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess it's -1 mana total. Because we just, instead of being... Yeah, I think it's -1. So this Karn for Umbral Mantle, it should cost us 11 mana now. Because we have to count this as 6 and not 3. So it seems like we should have exactly enough to Nissa first. Although, do we want to do something else that isn't as weak to Boseiju? I'm 2 mana short of Mind Slavering. So maybe I should just be explosiving the amulets. But I'm still kind of got a lot of time by Bounce Land Titan, but they didn't seem like they had that last turn, for whatever that's worth. Gogari with the Twitch Prime. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, I just don't know how they don't have a Boseiju here after how bad their hand was. Maybe they were just blinded by the double amulet. I guess that's possible. But they're also like acting like they've got something. Might as well activate the Leyline first here. If we have all this extra mana. Stonebrain. Yeah, I mean, Stonebrain on Titan is really good against them. It kind of depends on how they sideboarded a little bit, right? But if they have, I guess like maybe Stonebrain on Titan's just a lot better against them these days than I usually think. Like maybe we're just like putting ourselves dead to like scape shift too often here. Like Karn for Stonebrain on either Titan, Woodlands, or Aftermath. Yeah, that might just be better than that might just be better. Like the E wasn't that good. Well, it stops us from dying to Titan by itself. Titan Stonebrain's gonna moto. Yeah, like don't they like loop Boseiju or Otawara bouncer stuff and just make a bunch of constructs? Okay, so I can block with 2 Badgermoles maybe. I could also just I could probably just win with Nissa attacks. Like going -2 Badgermoles is a lot here. It's probably still correct. Get really blown up by Otawara, I guess. Infinite Hasty Analyst? Ah, I guess so. You can make infinite any creature, but Analyst is the only other thing with power. I see. Yeah, I guess I just assumed it was Boseiju all the lands, Otawara all the permanents, then make a bunch of constructs to attack. That might be like a better way to do it on Magic Online than the Analysts, but um in paper it seems like it would work. They have a green sun for another Titan. So these are tapping for 3. This is tapping for. So we have 8 mana. Construct only works if you have Saga on 2. Yeah, but you get Sagas on 2 after you kill all your opponent's lands and bounce all their permanents, right? You'll just pass, have like 4 Sagas on 2, make the constructs, keep Otawara Boseijuing, you know? Are they going to Boseiju my Leyline, maybe? Boseiju on Leyline is not minus that much mana, because just getting a forest with Nissa in play is pretty good. I think I have enough mana to Mindslaver them, right? Yeah, easily enough. You know what? I think I might just be better off getting Umbral Mantle, but this is therapy. We can maybe learn something here, huh? Ooh, baby. Okay. Hurts me to mulligan triple Leyline. Yeah, so Tyvar Devoted Druid can go pretty hard here, although we don't have a mana doubler to go infinite with it. Should have kept triple Leyline. I probably would have kept on the draw. I just couldn't help. If I was on the draw, I don't know that I could have helped myself. Just to feel something. Oh, and a live Dryad Arbor. Don't see that that often against the Steam Vents. Guess we just play the Druid here. A single Cling to Dust would potentially let us loop Mindslaver. I don't know. I mean, I think looping Mindslaver is not... To me, I'm not going to play a Cling to Dust to have the ability to do that. They surveilled Lava Dart in the yard. It's so rare that a single Mindslaver doesn't get the job done, you know? They haven't Lava Darted yet. Let's go ahead and Surveil, I guess. Don't think I want Tyvar number 2. Interesting that they dart now. They could have got an extra damage in. Maybe 2 extra damage on their turn. Maybe they see a card on the top of my library that's good with the Tyvar or something. Or good with the Dryad Arbor, like a Badgermole. This is still an accelerant for next turn. Gives me landfalls for the Nantuko, maybe. Lets me surveil this turn. Didn't have Ondu Clerics, so I put Hard Light Containment in. I guess I don't know what that card is. Not having Ondu Clerics is tough. Enchant Artifact you control. Alright, this could not be the right card. Got no artifacts in the deck. That'd do 1 more mutagenic growth. I guess let's just go to game 2. That Lava Dart Surveil was pretty tough. No, it is. It works on my Aether Vials. When it enters, exile creature you can controls until it leaves the battlefield. Enchanted permanent has ward 1. What if you don't draw Aether Vial? This is a blank card in your deck. It's also like still... I don't understand. I don't understand the decision to put this card in the deck. Like I said, it was interesting. The Splinter Twin, Aether Vial, Hardline Containment combo. Yeah, you would need, I think, way more artifacts to want to play this as your removal spell. Miss the deck tech. What's the deal with Devoted Druid? It goes infinite in a few ways with Karn, but going infinite is also a lot of times I found like even just less important than being like just good with Leyline of Abundance and letting you activate this a bunch of times. It just makes a ton of mana. It's very good with Tyvar. You can pop off with it when you get multiple Badger Cubs with Nantuko. It's just been good in the deck, and I think it fills a slot really well. Nobody lent out under clerics. Yeah. You'll find them. You'll find them. I just would have picked. I just feel like there's several other cards I would have picked instead of Hardline Containment. But it's really in the tank on the sideboarding here. Yeah, we'll keep this on the play. AKO. The dogs are good. I've been hiking with Athena a lot lately. Can't really take Lucy. She's like isn't necessarily as durable, and also she's kind of got goblin brain sometimes. Tap Thundering Falls. All right, so we're gonna go Tyvar, get back Druid, cast Cub this turn probably. Think that's still gonna be the move. Although I guess it could be an issue if my opponent lava darts my Tyvar in response to this -1 counter. Okay, they don't, thankfully. I didn't think they were very likely to. Just would have been a bit awkward. And then we can try to get Quirion Ranger Ashaya going, assuming not a lot changes. Although, I mean, they have at least a Lava Dart here. 4 other cards in their hand. They play a Steel Cutter, 3 cards in their hand. Fate's Demons and tap, so they'll have a 1-mana spell. Lightning Bolt on the Cub, and then attacking the Tyvar. 1 card in their hands. So we have 2 mana, probably down to 3 after they Lava Dart. They're kind of getting low on resources. They might even want to save the Dart for more Steel-Cutted triggers, but we'll see. Okay. So I didn't draw a fetch land, in which I would have Green Sun for Nissa to get some more juice if I had. Getting another Cub seems pretty fine. I think we'll just get another Cub and then Surveil. And why don't we go ahead and pick up the Surveil land here, just to make sure we can. I guess we could do it next turn too. Let's throw this back to Legacy Isles with the Miser Craterhoof. We had a Craterhoof in our early drafts. Ended up not playing that well. Bristly Bill was kind of took over that slot, and I did like the Bill better, but I did not really end up liking either one very much. Okay, 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. Plays a Channeler. Prowess matchup does seem pretty tough. I beat Boros last night and I was feeling pretty good. Do you think Prowess is tougher? They Lava Dart the Cub from hand. Okay. Surveils a snare into the yard, and then they're going to kill 2 more things. Keeps the card on top. I'm down to 10. Let's run it back, I guess. Prowess tough matchup. We could have won game 1 against the Neoform deck if I realized we could have given Stonebrain the Stonebrain uncounterable. Handle the grind while still trying to be able to turn 2. Double Leyline. I think it's my first time keeping a double Leyline hand. Pretty good one too. Okay, love to see a deck that is not really in on creature removal, although they do just have their Haywire Mite to kill 1 of my Leylines. I guess we should just be thankful we have 2. This is a hand that can turn 2 Nissa if they don't Haywire Mite me, but I guess we could still turn 2 Nissa, right? Because this will tap for 3 or for 2, then we go 1, 2, 1. Yeah, we can still cast Nissa turn 2. Maybe it's more mana to Cub first. We go tap this for 2, Cub onto Forest, tap this for 3, play a land, untap, then we can Nissa, but then we won't have a regular Forest to Nissa onto. I guess we won't do that. Be able to do that either way. They rumble. The disrespect. Okay, well, let's go. Maybe they have drum or something? No, they just chose not to kill my Leyline. Okay, great. Well, let's punish them for their insolence, I guess. So we go... Maybe we'll die next turn? I don't know. This is tapping for 6. Just thinking if I want to activate the... Yeah, I don't think I want to activate this turn. I could still, I suppose. But I think that what we'll do next turn is we'll go like play Forest, untap 1 of this, activate a Leyline. Although I guess we would want to also Nissa this. We go tap Forest, Nissa it, attack with everything. Maybe we just never activate the Quirion Ranger. Right, they put a Glaring Fleshraker in their hands. Hi, Aspiring, we need you playing Pre-Modern. I just don't know anything about Pre-Modern. I've watched a little bit of the gameplay. I don't know if it's going to be for me or not. All right, not a card that does much here. All right, so I think we just go to combat. Think you'd like it even without the nostalgia factor? So many different decks are viable. I mean, I hope so. Are there pre-modern challenges yet? Is that a thing? 7. This is 15 damage. So I can return one of my 2/2 forest, untap a 4/4 forest, and activate again. Right, because these tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They tap for 5 or 6. I think they tap for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that means we can't activate again if we untap. So I think is the difference between killing and not killing this turn. Yeah. All right. So we'll just go to combat damage. They're down to 2. Is pre-modern a static floating? We have 2 floating, so 2 + 5 is 7. We can't activate the Leyline. Costs 8. Yeah, pre-modern is I guess in theory a format that could change via bans, but it's not going to change from new cards being added. They rumble. I don't see a Blade of the Brood Scale, Blade of the Blood Chief in their hand in the cards here. They chose Soul Guide Lantern, which could cycle. They cycle the Vexing Bauble first. Then they play the Lantern, and then so they sack the spawn, and then they play the Blade, and then they get another spawn back. I think they're 1 mana short if they do find the Blade, because they can equip, but then they can't start the loop again. Okay, so we win that game. I'm interested in boarding in like Needle Haywire Mite against them, since the Karn static by itself stops the combo. So having a couple other cheap combo stoppers seems kind of nice. This is probably a good amount. I think we could maybe cut Nissa 3, Tyvar 4. So we have the Quirion Ranger Ashaya combo. We have Leyline. It's a matchup where Dryad Arbor is not likely to die. I guess we'll keep this. Although they could K command my Dryad Arbor. They rumble. They hit a Fleshraker, Cavern, or Forest. They choose the Fleshraker. Not a big surprise there, obviously. They have an Unholy Heat. A lot more Unholy Heats in these kind of decks lately. I guess 1-1 in the chat if you think pre-modern is interesting. No, okay. Classic. I think my Dryad Arbor is going to live, and then they board in all these heats. 1-1 if you think that pre-modern is interesting. 2-2 if you think it's not that interesting. Second Fleshraker are a little scary, but they do only have 1 card left in the hand. Yeah, pretty big split there. Oh, pretty good last card for them to have. Jeez, that's so much damage. I don't like static formats. Yeah, I think that's one thing that makes it pretty uninteresting to me too. Let's just go to game 3 here. It's interesting as long as no one takes it too seriously. So that's probably a negative for me entering the format, because I'm not too interested in formats that I can't take pretty seriously. All right, let's try this. If it was just modern without Modern Horizons, that might be more interesting. Well, that's just such a different thing. Like it's like that's almost like just the opposite card pool still. But I agree that like something like that could be kind of interesting. FK command. I know that Doomwake has done a lot of those pre-modern or not, or pure modern, I think he calls them. Right, I want to Springheart Nantuko onto a Dryad Arbor, so I think this turn I'm going to go Ranger and then Blade of the Blood Chief. The people who made pre-modern also made pre-fire modern, which is modern pre-image 1. I guess calling that making something is a little bit funny to me. I'm not trying to hate, but it is like I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just kind of a funny way to describe it. I made this format pre-image modern, but I mean it's just something that existed. I don't know. It's a funny way to frame it. Making the organized base. Okay, that makes sense. Modern before War of the Spark. So, I played a lot of modern. I took a break from modern like right before War of the Spark. I took a long break from modern like right before War of the Spark. Ugh, geez, Louise, so much removal. And so like I probably for like a year before War of the Spark, I wasn't really playing. So I don't really remember what the format was right before MH1. Brood scale control here. I think let's go pivot over to the backup deck today. I did like the Brood scale deck off stream. I think I'm just kind of itching to switch over. All right, did a little bit of a deck tech for this already. The idea is that we kind of have the similar formula to Soul Trader or Eldrazi or Yawgmoth, where we're trying to turn to an